Awesome.
Welcome back, everyone. Oh my god, Farky, you're right on time. Alright, we're going to be getting into the third and final adventure of the evening. It's called The Great Candy Cook-Off. It doesn't say that on the stream. It doesn't need a description. I can tell you a description now. There's a big old candy cook-off. We're going to remove these ugly things from your vision. And we're just going to get right into the gameplay. We got 5 adventurers on this one. It's going to get wild. It's The Great Candy Cook-Off. Before we get into it, let's take a moment and introduce our heroes. We have first joining us this evening. I was not here last week, so I don't know. Is this Jenny's mythic debut?
Yeah.
Jenny, welcome. How does it feel to be going into your first myth tier adventure? What kind of, such incredible stakes?
Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't wait to go on this epic adventure with you guys. It's gonna be so rad.
Totally.
Jenny, you seem in very high spirits today. Are you a fan of the Welcomestaking season?
Yeah, I'm like the biggest fan of the Welcomestaking season. Like, honestly, this was actually my debut as a character in the Pete and Jeremy's DnDTime.
Oh yes, didn't you try and get people out of Bartholomew's shop during Welcomestaking?
We were defending Bartholomew's shop from
Yeah.
all those horrible people who are trying to celebrate Welcomestaking. How dare they?
That was Bartholomew's hire for you. But perhaps it was against the spirit, but you did your job effectively, as you have all till now. I'm excited that, you're coming full circle around right now, Jenny. Welcome back. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
And happy welcomes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy Welcomestaking to you, too. Next up, we have joining us the Cloud, the Will of the Cloud themselves. We have Euchaunkas Ouwoupli, the High Priest. Hello, Euchaunkas.
Hello.
Euchaunkas,
Yes.
I feel like you would be a Welcomestaking fan.
We didn't have it in the Will to Woad.
I imagine Welcomestaking in the Wildewoed, what with Tablos and all of the sentient tables, is probably a very strange thing.
Yeah, we without the tables, because we're not allowed tables unless you worship Tablos, and then you need to die anyway. There was no welcome staking. It wasn't really a thing. I only found out about it after coming out of the Will to Woad.
Just out of curiosity, was it strange when you saw your first table in the wild, and by in the wild I mean outside of the wild?
Yeah, I destroyed it.
But I imagine
no one else seemed worried about it, and then everyone kind of freaked out because I blew up the table.
I mean, you were just doing your business, because of course all tables do come to life in the Wildewoed.
Yes.
But
as we established last welcome taking, for the reason we didn't have welcome staking in
this
the
is
Wildewoed.
yes, this is all canon, and that's what we're talking. Don't worry about my use of the word canon. Euchaunkas, happy Welcomestaking. Welcome back.
Yes.
Wait, what was that about a cannon?
You're going to be fired out of one to get to the adventure.
What?
Yes.
You instead of a teleportation string, there's a cannon today. Fawkes sakes, are you with us?
Oh, yes. I'm 46.
Fawkes sakes, how do you celebrate Welcomestaking? Is Fawkes sakes a fan of the holiday?
Yes. I go out with my friends and family, and we go to the KFC to have the fried chicken. Together.
The KFC, of course, that's an ancient order, the Knights for Chicken. I'm familiar with them, and they have, I know, some wonderful Welcomestaking spreads. So I'm glad that it's a very interesting
I
family.
particularly like the extra value savings combo meal special.
That's one of my favorites as well, because you just get so much chicken for, honestly, not as reasonable of a price as you'd expect. I always expect
And
it
a
to
lot
be
of
cheaper than
different
it
options,
turns out.
especially for the small ones.
It's not expensive if you just take it.
Like, everybody wants the mashed potatoes, but to order them by themselves, it's not as easy. But if it comes with the meal, then heck yeah.
Yeah, you get the sides as part of the combo. It's a little bit better. Well, I'm glad that you shared your welcomes-taking traditions with us. Thank you, Fawkes. And I wish you all of the best of luck in today's endeavor. Not that the sword that cuts the heavens ever really seems to need it.
Everyone always leaves the coleslaw.
As we move next in the line, we have Cho'Gall of the soothing voice. Hello, Cho'Gall.
Oh, hello everyone. How's it going?
Every time I hear your voice, it's more and more soothing, Cho'Gall.
Oh, of course. It's constantly improving.
So soothing.
You know, I'll tell you, Cho'Gall, it's going well for me. Tell me, Cho'Gall, I know you are an experienced writer. Have you dabbled at all in the culinary arts?
I mean, I have dabbled in it. I won't tell you the outcome because it was horrible.
Say no more.
Well,
do you celebrate welcomestaking? Are you a practitioner?
Yes, but I've also just released my new novel.
Oh, what's your new novel?
It's a fantasy novel. It's called The Great Thanksgiving.
The Great Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And what is Thanksgiving?
The exact opposite to welcomestaking in every single way. There's also genocide.
That sounds like, Thanksgiving sounds like I don't know, it's just like you switch the words. I feel like that title could use some punching up. I got a bad feeling from that for some reason. Cho'Gall, it's good to have you back. How's that been selling, by the way? I'm just curious.
Pretty decently, actually. I know it's the holidays, but I didn't even expect it to sell as good as it has been.
Yeah, people are looking for solstice gifts at this point, and so on and so forth, so I imagine this is a great time to release
solstice gift, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that business continues to boom, Cho'Gall. As we move, last and least, on to Crixus. Did I say last and least? I meant to say last but not least. I'm sorry.
Praise the cloud!
Cloud be praised.
Praise it!
Praise it!
Just this once, I say to you, Crixus, praise the cloud. I apologize. Crixus, the light of the dawn, has rejoined us now. Crixus, how are you on this welcomestaking day?
I'm doing well, and how about you, fuzzy one?
I'm doing well as well. Why do you... I'm not going to ask.
You have the fuzzy hair on the face, yes.
That is
fuzzy one.
That is fair. So, Crixus, I feel like you might be, of everyone, a big welcomestaking fan, as such a talented chef.
Absolutely, you just get to take everything you want, and just no one says nothing. It's great. You get to try all the food. Some of it's not that good, but I get to try all the food, and it's no problem.
The food that you make, I imagine a lot of welcomestaking spreads aren't quite as refined to the particular palate that you've developed as, just as some of the things that you cook may not appeal to the average person, but certainly lizard folk love it.
What's wrong with pizza? It's delicious.
I mean, it's a delicacy among most lizard folk, I imagine.
Yes, you should try these sandwiches. They're just to die for.
I'm going to have to give the sandwiches a shot at some point. But for now, perhaps your culinary expertise is why Bartholomew has called you in to participate in the Sweetaville Great Candy Cook-Off. Now, as you've kind of heard, Crixus, it is a semi-blasphemous event in which people cook primarily with candy. You know that it takes place in the Big Rock Candy Mountains, which is far to the north of the Land of DnDTime, of course, and all of you are kind of gathered around the town of Sweetaville as Bartholomew kind of speaks to you all. In the center of town now, a number of groups have begun to form, and this cook-off that he's asked you all to participate in is the kind of capstone of a full day of welcomestaking festivities. As he gathers the five of you around the table, and he goes, yes, I know normally I'd send you out in fours, but apparently the contest requires groups of 5, and I didn't want to participate, so I thought, we'll just do a 5.
More food, better.
You called me in for a candy-making competition.
Hey, don't worry. The heretics are here.
Meanwhile, Cho'Gall's in the corner having flashbacks of trying to make house on fire.
Don't worry, I got this. I have an old family recipe. The secret ingredient is MSG.
And Bartholomew looks over you. Well, I do have a number of ingredients for you. Some of your fellow adventurers were out earlier in the day. Michael was among them. So, Sataria, sword, ideal. They collected for you a number of ingredients from the mountain over there of incredible quality. Apparently, the creatures here have or the people rather, have a bit of a taste for the sweeter things. So you need to put together a Welcomestaking table spread that embodies that desire and would appeal to the palate of most of these individuals. There's some political upheaval earlier in the day, but apparently, and you can see like perched over on a judge's table, it looks like there was a regular sized seat where the mayor would sit, and now there's someone that looks like the mayor tied up on that table, and kind of just laying behind it is a massive, what looks like candy sphinx that seems to be now acting as the judge. And Bartholomew goes, yes, the mayor was ousted. This individual will be filling in as the judge. They're very friendly, but they do like sweet things. So... I know that perhaps this isn't your area of expertise. For example, Euchaunkas. I know you're more of a meat man. Or meat lizard, or whatever term you prefer.
Yes, I hate candy.
I thought perhaps you might be more motivated. As you'll
When have you had candy bacon?
As you'll be competing, and he kind of points across the way, and you can see there's a number of contestants here, but among them, there appears to be some of the heretic lizard folks of the Big Rock Candy Mountains that worship the cloud as just a source and a bringer of candy that seem to be participating in this competition as well.
Actually, I'm quite the accomplished candy man.
I did not know this about you, Fawkes. You are a man of many talents. I trust that you would be able to make sure that, we win this contest. Frankly...
This might be a coincidence, but I feel like Jenny's been on another 5-man adventure before.
Jenny,
it seems like they often are in the 5-man adventure.
Yes, I believe Jenny was in the Tarrasque.
Jenny, I have a question for you. Is your name short for Jennifer, or is your given name Jenny? Jenny is silent at the moment. But I'm sure that Jenny...
You stumped her.
Yes, Jenny, while Jenny considers this, I say to all of you, please, please win. As a matter of fact, there's quite a... Well, at this point, it's mostly our reputation that's on the line. I have Bartholomew's, the adventuring troupe here participate in pretty much every contest around the Lands of DnDTime. There's no prize on this one, but at this point, it feels weird if we don't take home the gold. So, I'm really paying you for bragging rights on this one.
Don't people really get tired eventually of just us winning everything though?
Well, that's kind of if we just have this, we've cultivated this air of unbeatability about the adventures of Bartholomew's Choice. That's why I kind of pulled in the big guns on this one.
But we're not even really that great at cooking.
We're gonna be great!
I mean, we could just
Yes, but you're all accomplished warriors and
yeah, how's that we could just beat up the rest of the competition and just be
can we cheat?
And Bartholomew kind of looks over at you and he goes, well, if that were to happen, that would certainly be a bad thing, wouldn't it? You wouldn't want to win like that.
Wink, wink.
I didn't say wink, you did.
Hint, hint.
No, so we'll try and beat them straight up, but win at all costs, is what I'm saying.
Well, I have no faith in my cooking skills, but I have
whatever it takes.
I mean, I'm not saying we put poison in the food, but
don't kill anyone.
Don't worry.
These are regular people, and everyone's going to be eating off these tables once you're done. So, it wouldn't be good for our reputation if we killed a whole town.
Well, that'd just be more meat for the soldiers, yes.
Well, I'm actually going to put, since I'm just paying you to play, I'm putting the caveat, I only pay you if you win, but I'm not paying you if you kill a whole town.
So we're killing them.
I'm not saying I'm just saying that's my rule. You can't kill the town. So that's a
that's a given. No, like why would we ever kill a town?
Well, I don't think you would, Fawkes, but Crixus literally was just saying he wanted to poison it and eat the townsfolk. So it was a message more targeted that way.
Right?
We're not murdering the whole town. It's off the table.
All right,
I mean, they're all
off the table. That's a good welcome statement.
No, if we murder the whole town, then they would be on the table because we would be eating them.
Yeah, that's
Why
true.
they're off the table. We're not eating them.
All right.
Yeah, so we're not murdering the town. They're off the table.
Can we kill them
were
after
never-
we win the
No.
prize?
No,
No,
we're not
yes.
killing them yet.
Oh, wait, are they gonna be
Wait.
at the table to eat the thing, or are we?
So we are killing them at some point.
No,
Yes,
you're
we're gonna
killing.
eat them all.
You know what?
You're
We're upping it.
retarded.
We're upping it. Euchaunkas, Crixus, look at me in the eyes.
Okay.
No one dies.
Wait, which...
Wait.
Are we supposed to each look into one eye, or should we be both...
If anyone dies today, I don't pay you. You get no money.
That seems...
But what if they
Unfair.
attack us first?
You better not take my
If
money
they
away
attack
from
you
me.
first, this is going to be a fun challenge. We're adding a challenge round to this. But if they attack you first, then
Oh, I didn't
Not
know it
gonna
was
have to
challenging.
kill them.
this is sort of an extra side, a sub-mission. If they attack you first, you have to figure out how to subdue them without killing them.
I mean, do we at least get like a bonus for doing the side mission?
No, I'm making that kind of...
Experience
I-
is bonus enough.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
making that part of the win condition here.
Well, I don't get that anymore, so what's my bonus?
Well, you still get money, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Can the bonus be that we get to eat everyone after we're done? Like, no, I don't want to eat anyone. That's like their thing.
That would go against the host stakes. I think you guys get the point. I'm going to leave. Bartholomew snaps his
No,
fingers
no.
and
I can't
disappears.
control these guys.
And utter
I'm
chaos.
just kidding around.
So only 2 of us are not allowed to kill anyone because he made you 2 promise.
That is specifically what he said, but I also don't like to kill people
I
anyway,
crossed my
so...
fingers behind my back while I said that.
It seems like Bartholomew asked you if your name was short for Jennifer, or if you were just Jenny.
Yeah, there was silence.
Okay.
There was like this Vietnam flashback music as Jenny stared off into the distance.
Just the sound of explosions and yeah, I got ya. Yeah, you guys are now in the center of the town square. This big sphinx that's sitting over on the other side goes, I am not familiar with many of the rules and manners of participation of this contest. I'm just filling in. So, I guess start, and you have to be done, kind of looks up towards the sky, by the time the sun completely sets. That seems fair.
Hey, by the way, are the people here edible or like made of candy? Do they look tasty?
They look like regular humans and elves and dwarves and halflings.
I guess that's more like Fritz's thing.
Yeah, it's more Crixus' thing. Also, no one dies when you fail.
They do look
mean-
delicious.
What should I do? I'm not good with this whole baking thing, but,
And this thing just kind of like yells out across the sparrow, Alright, go ahead and start, and I'll just pick the best one, I guess. Good luck.
We're sorry. We gotta cook something now.
So yeah, it's dusky. It's not, dark out, but you imagine you probably have a solid hour to put whatever you're going to put together. And Bartholomew has put down a big old pile of green ingredients on the table, which were gathered for you apparently by other adventurers earlier on today. And there are a couple of candy ribbon bowls that are filled with this really appealing smelling chocolate, and you can only tell it's chocolate by the smell because it appears to be just like a liquid gold that's kind of swirling around in it, and it smells extremely appealing. To you, Crixus and Euchaunkas, you guys, it smells like it has like a meat. It has kind of like a meaty scent to it. It's like almost got some like blood tinges to it. No one else notices that. You guys just smell like it just smells like incredibly delicious chocolate, or really whatever scent really appeals to your flavor profile. This is an incredible substance, whatever it is. Also, there are a bunch of like lemon candies. So you got some lemon and lime and orange and grapefruit candies. So it looks like you have some more of the sour side of candy. There are a few, what looks like 3 really, like, spicy-looking cinnamon fireball candies that are sitting there, as well as just a bunch of miscellaneous, like, a bunch of, like, chunks of peppermint that look like they were just shattered from something very big, and some, like, gumdrops and other miscellaneous small pieces, but those are the things that you see laid out on the table before you. It's all miscellaneous candy, and this,
So are there, like, mint stuff?
you said minty? Yeah, there's, like, some
Yeah.
peppermint. Chunks from like a peppermint tree, it looks like.
Kurogan does have some, like, might not be able to make them work, but, it's gonna gather some chocolate, some mint, and some of the other candy.
Some of that gold chocolate?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
And then kind of bring them over to the table. So I've got an idea. Is there a symbol for Welcomestaking as a turkey? Well,
You're kind of cutting in and out a little bit on me, Alex. I'm having a little hard time understanding it. What was the... I heard, is there a symbol for
is there a
Welcomestaking?
symbol for Welcomestaking? Like the turkey is for Thanksgiving
The
Cornucopia?
closest thing to it would be a table.
table. Okay, so I have an idea to make a table. But the garnishes on the table are made with the cinnamon candies and the mint candies, and the table itself could be made out of chocolate.
So you want
Okay.
the Welcomestaking table itself to be...
Edible.
Ah, I see what you're going for. You only have kind of like... You don't know if you have a whole table's worth of this weird kind of like liquid chocolate, but...
A small table.
But you can make like a smaller one. So yeah, certainly. So you're interested in constructing, you're interested in constructing this sort of rigging. How do you like? How are you guys going to try and accomplish that? Do you like present your plan to the group?
Yes, I
Yeah.
presented it to everyone.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna pull some bacon out of my pack, place it, and start frying it
So
crispy
How are we supposed
with sugar.
here in the
to...
here on the table where you're set up, there are no cooking supplies. A lot of other people have like stuff that they're bringing, but most people seem to be like more assembling than like doing a lot of actual cooking and putting things together as they're setting up their table displays, which they're now kind of rushing to do, the other groups. And yeah, not a lot of people are cooking because it's all like candy and they're just kind of like putting pre-existing ingredients together. So you would have to like create a fire and like, how do you do that? Do you have like a produced flame or something?
Boom!
To be honest, we could just make it look pretty.
I have 2 options.
Just like a cast hero's
And
feast.
I have to
and,
rig at the grill.
I cast Hero's Feast. Done.
Good game. All right, you create a kind of a small flame and begin putting together a cooking fire, and you grab yourself a little bit of a pot or a pan, and you're gonna start sizzling bacon.
Yes, with sugar, brown sugar in there.
Oh, so you're making some candied bacon.
Yes.
I like
Don't
it.
use all that chocolate or whatever it is, that gold stuff. I need some of that. I have an idea.
All right, you begin to let the bacon sizzle as the kitchen is now kind of alive. The smell of fresh bacon begins wafting in the air, and it starts to kind of cook up on the oven. Meanwhile, Shogal, how are you trying to execute this maneuver?
So I'm getting some of the probably harder candies to use as the inner workings of the table so it stands upright. Like if there are candy canes, use some of those.
There's not candy canes. There's what looks like really thick, like it looks like it could have been a candy cane, but it was an incredibly massive one, the size of a tree, and this is just like a log taken from that. So you have like
I see.
4 of those logs. to work with. From the materials that were given to you by your previous adventurers. I mean, you could look around for some other stuff maybe too. But there's not a ton around.
Does anyone know how to cut these into smaller bits, or I'm just gonna have to smash and hope it goes well?
Hold on. So I'm Fawkes, the sword that cuts the heavens, and the one true king. I say we split up the kitchen into separate roles. So I'm pretty good at cutting stuff. I'll be like the prep guy. Preps all the ingredients, and she can have you guys be head chefs. And sous chef, yeah.
I'm not a very good cook, but I have the ideas.
Yeah, these are some.
The
You're a menu sorter guy.
I'm over there just sizzling my bacon.
It's starting to waft into the air and it smells very good. You got the sugar mixed in.
I guess Purchase will be the cook.
Let's sort out all the rules. Okay. And these are some pretty good ingredients. It's like half the work we're done right there.
I grab the cinnamon candy and start crushing it up.
All right.
Perfect. I was actually going to ask you to do that.
You go and do you have like a mortar and pestle, or how are you going about it?
Oh,
I have a hammer.
Yeah, as do I. I don't think I've ever used this warhammer a single time.
Well, now is your chance, as you just take it on the table, and you watch as like the people around the area kind of look over, like, huh? As you just have this warhammer, just smashing it onto the table, breaking up this, grinding up this cinnamon candy. Go ahead and make me the first official check. Go ahead and make me an attack roll, using your warhammer to smash up the candy here. Alright, yeah, it's not super difficult. You grind it up into a fine powder, and I mean a little bit of it kind of escapes and puffs away as you...
I don't want to grind it up into a fine powder. I want to get it into like little rocks almost.
Yeah, that you can absolutely do. Each one, for the record, just to get you visualizing it correctly, it's about the size of a softball. I don't know if that's what you pictured, but
I kind of figured they would be big.
Yep.
I have the perfect tool for that. Let me hand you my Swiss Army knife and sword. It turns into a giant big rock candy.
A big rock candy club. You're gonna lend the sword that cuts the heavens to Euchaunkas.
Yeah, just to like crush up some.
All right.
The most like mundane possible use of the sword. I love it. As you like hand him over and you just bash up this candy, and yeah, getting it down to like kind of shards and stuff is relatively easy. And with a 13. You know, like I said, you get it down. Maybe it's a little bit finer than you wanted it to be, but you got it down.
That's fine. I give half to Cho'Gall, and I take half.
Perfect. I need those logs sawn down to basically be table legs, and table top. The little bit thinner because it's going to be coated in chocolate.
What did you say, Jenny?
Before we get any further, Jenny takes the black duffel bag and puts it on the table. And opens it up. And pulls from within ball bearings, caltrops, chalk, a component pouch, crowbar, a grappling hook, a hammer, a healer's kit, ink pen, lock, magnifying glass, perfume, a big whistle, soap, an entire mess kit, including kitchenware, steel mirror, tinderbox, whetstone, silk rope.
Is this a bag of holding?
No, this is a duffel bag that holds exactly 30 pounds, and all of that weighs less than 30 pounds.
I don't know if it takes up a duffel bag's worth of area. Is this thing like... I'm not... You have it. I'm just saying, like, when you walk around, you look like a goon, because this duffel bag has to be the size of, like...
If you look at them, they're actually very small items, all of them.
Okay.
Except for like the mess kit.
I was gonna say like a mess kit with a full like cooking supplies. That ain't small.
Yeah,
Like
but
Dutch
if
oven.
you pack it right, then you can put it inside of the pot.
Yeah.
Anyway, you have all these things. These things pour out. Was there more on the list?
No, that's
Okay.
all. But yeah, we now have like all of the basic kitchen utensils, and we have a bunch of other stuff as well.
And a bunch of miscellaneous.
Alright, can you put the
great
rest
stuff
of it?
like
It's kind of cluttering the table.
great stuff like caltrops for your.
Since I have been here
You can put that
before,
in like the decoration.
So what I do with the caltrops is I'm gonna spread it around our area because we have a reputation, and they're gonna try to mess with our stuff.
Alright, you begin to build a defensive barricade. And you can see, looking around, there's a couple other groups that are also starting to, like, build up some defenses.
Tower defense.
I'll see if you can use this, and he hands switch the statue of 1 billion blades.
I would also like to look at Fawkes and say, if there was any time, it would be now. For the danger zone!
Yeah, I was about to say the danger zone!
Are you gonna set up the danger zone?
We're gonna set up the danger zone.
We're setting up the. For some reason, whenever I'm here, I just have this insatiable like hunger for like red licorice. I don't know why. It's like whenever I'm nearby.
How close are we to the
nice.
Kool-Aid
As
Lake?
you, how close are you to the what?
Kool-Aid Lake.
Not. You are like on the farthest, like you're in the farthest southern portion of the Big Rock Candy Mountains that can still call itself the Big Rock Candy Mountains. This is like the tamest part of the Big Rock Candy Mountains, not like the far wilds where you're from, or where most of the lizard folk are from.
Scratch that idea.
Yeah, sorry.
I pick up-
I mean, you might be able to find Kool-Aid, but not the lake itself.
I pick up my cinnamon rocks, or cinnamon candy rocks, and I shocking grasp them
Oh,
in an attempt to make
Electrified.
effectively cinnamon pop rocks.
I mean that sounds really good, and I would like to eat
That sounds
those.
delightful.
It does.
Go ahead
I've
and
actually had cinnamon pop rocks. They're really.
I don't know if this is how it works. As a matter of fact, I know this isn't how that works, but I go ahead and make me.
Lands of DnDTime.
Roll for it.
If this is D&D, go ahead and make me a spellcasting ability check. A spell attack roll. Yeah, shock and grasp. Oh! You go and begin kind of coursing electricity through it, and as it starts to like pour out, it just arcs, and a bunch of the pop rocks explode within your hand. You overpopped your pop rocks.
Oh,
You take 6 points of damage.
Ow!
I'm going to be putting together everything.
You still have 2 untouched spheres of cinnamon.
I'm gonna try this whole process again.
Okay, Euchaunkas goes back to the
Wait.
drawing board. I imagine there's some like rigorous note taking and like mumbling to yourself in between.
Also,
While he's doing that, I'm gonna... Bam. There, brother.
All right, you
I was also
May
going
the-
to
may the cloud guide you.
you offer some of your expertise. And also, I was describing before. Yeah, other places are starting to like bulk up their security a little bit, and a lot of them really seem to be more like eyeing and afraid of you guys more than they are like looking to get aggressive. It seems. The lizard folk, they have like a patrol of some like lizard folk guards that are just kind of like wandering back and forth in kind of rotating shifts, while some at the center are cooking. You can see like there was one guy who just looked like a wizard who just was going by himself, who was like casted some kind of like, it looks like a fancier version of Liamon's tiny hut or something, and has made
I
like
cast counter spell.
all right. You counterspell his tiny hut?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright. I mean, he's gonna cast it again. Do you want to...
Alright, I counter spell again.
Do you want to burn through... Okay, hold on a second. Do you want to try and really fight this dude in this contest?
I use both of my spell slots to counter spell both of his tiny huts.
Okay. He
Yeah,
does another tiny hut switch. Wait, what's the hold on a
No!
second. What's the casting time on Liamon's tiny hut?
It's an hour. No,
It's
wait.
a
It's
minute or 10 minutes if he's doing it as a ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard casting it, so you got 2 real spell slots off of him. But it is... and you counterspell the first one, and he kind of looks over at you and goes, "Why would you do that?" And he starts casting the second one, and it's just again, you just immediately counterspell. He goes, "Stop that, please!"
We could just break his concentration so he can't
I
like
want
be
to
cast.
like go to do the counterspell when he's doing his second tiny hut to see if I can bluff him.
Go ahead
just stop
and
casting.
go ahead and make a
Deception.
yeah.
Can I join me and Jenny are on the discretion crew while Crixus and
I need to
you
make
guys
a
are
box.
cooking.
I need to make stuff on the table.
Oh, all right. Yeah, it sounds like Cho'Gall is very heavily engaged in building a table, but you go over and just take a moment and kind of help. I'll say you gave Jenny the help action, so you get a crit on this deception roll. And
Oh, nice.
as he's kind of doing a second casting of the tiny hut, he just kind of stops mid casting, and he calls out to you. What is it going to take to get you to let me to make my hut?
While they're doing that,
He yells
I'm
at
gonna
you, Jenny.
totally.
I'm going to confer with my group. What do we want? What do we want?
What does he have for ingredients?
What they were doing while they were doing all that,
Goods.
I'm totally
Give us the
gonna
goods.
ritual skywrite in Draconic. Use the snow, you fools! So saith the cloud.
Use the what, you fool?
The snow.
Oh, use the
Yellow
snow.
snow.
Yeah.
Can I make a perception check with Farku's help to see what
Yeah.
the most valuable item that he has?
Why not?
Snooping around.
Yes.
Get us the goods.
14.
He's got a big old pile of stuff, but it seems to be in a bag.
Hey, just take the bag.
Alright,
yeah,
so
just-
he's doing everything. It's at this point that I would probably cast Bless. Everyone's trying to do this weird thing.
I'm gonna say, give us your peaches, your fuzzy peaches.
Excuse me.
Roll a D100. See if he has fuzzy peaches.
Of course, he has fuzzy peaches.
This. I forgot to decide what it was going to be. roll, roll again, and you're looking. You're looking
It's
for a
one
six.
off of 69. Come on.
Well, if you got 69, I would have just given it to you. But drew it again because I didn't decide, and you have to get a 60 or higher. And now it's decided, and now I have a thing.
60 or higher.
Yeah.
Farku, I need you to blow on my dice first.
Let me.
I don't know if Bless would help him. I don't think it would, but it's there.
He goes. He kind of looks over at you. I has no fuzzy peaches for you.
The closest thing then.
All right. And he kind of looks into his bag for a while, and he goes, and he throws over the way. A very large and kind of floppy shape flies through the air. As it crashes into the ground, it's obviously some kind of magic. It doesn't look that strong, but he throws it over, and it. Before you is what looks like a very giant and still kind of wriggling gummy worm. It's colored two colors. They appear to be. It's like the sour kind of it's got some fuzz to it. It's like the sour kind of gummy worm, and it seems to be a pink and blue.
Oh, perfect. We can use that on the table.
And he goes, and then he begins to cast the spell Liamon's tiny hut, looking at you questioningly.
Yeah, he's free to go.
All right, he makes a tiny hut, and it's like a fancier version that's a little bit taller.
I'm gonna need a couple slices of that worm.
All right, so you grabbing some gummy worm. Yeah, so everyone I think was in the process of doing miscellaneous things. Can everyone just give me a recap of what they're doing right now?
So basically, I was waiting for some logs to be cut all apart, table, fold it up, and then assembling table and starting the decoration. And now that we have a gummy worm, we have more to decorate with.
Okay, so you're trying to make a candy cane table, and you were waiting at, was it Fawkes? Were you going to cut the logs?
Yeah, I was gonna do the cutting.
Okay,
It'll be a candy cane table coated in chocolate.
go
Gold chocolate.
That sounds extremely good. Go ahead, Fawkes, and make me your attack roll. Again, what form does the sword that cuts the head?
It has Bless on it.
You have bless. What form do you have the sword take to cut the table?
Let's see. I'm just gonna make it into a chainsaw.
That's actually probably the most perfect possible version of this thing for this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
40. I'm sorry, 34. What am I talking about? 40. Jesus. Alright, so you take your chainsaw and kind of fire it up, and Cho'Gall, you're looking over at Fawkes, and the sword, for just a brief instant, you see it flash as a chainsaw, and then there's just some, like, streaks of light in the air as his arm seems to move. And then a couple seconds later, the logs just all kind of fall apart into perfect table legs and planks that could be used to then carve into a table.
I got my hazard jacket on with like my safety goggles.
This is work safety Fox 6.
Yes.
Safety.
Got some
I like that
touch-proof
Fox 6
gloves
has like cosmetics like a video game almost, like skins for Fox 6. And so
Bro, it wasn't cheap getting all these skins. Like I had to pay.
No, you gotta use a lot of premium currency for that. To unlock, you had to buy a lot of blue gemstones to convert those into skins.
Roger Bucks.
RBs. So you cut off Cho'Gall. You have, with a 34, you have exactly the thing that you envisioned and told Fox to make. So you have the perfect way to assemble a peppermint table. You've used up all of your peppermint to do this.
I thought we were going to use the chocolate to, like, mold a table.
I thought you were making a peppermint table and then coating it in chocolate.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
okay.
I'm gonna get some of the shavings of that peppermint while I'm cooking finishing off the bacon.
Yeah, there's
Just
a
like
few
a
of those.
little
You've used up your peppermint, but there's like a few peppermint shavings. And the bacon, yeah, at this point, Crixus, go ahead and make me a check with your cooking utensils to see how well you cook your bacon. I'm just gonna give you...
Would that be a
Oh
survival?
my god.
Do you have proficiency in cooking utensils? Crixus, it doesn't matter. Because of your backstory, I'm gonna just give you advantage on your survival checks made to cook for today. Because
Okay.
you're, when cooking meat, you're regular on everything else, but when cooking meat, you have advantage.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say the final presentation of this is basically just gonna be like a table. They don't know it's gonna be edible, but it's gonna be a table with bacon on top of it.
Yeah.
we're working on other stuff.
Alright, think through a little bit more.
Oh, I got some more. I got some more in the bag.
Oh, good.
Alright, so at this point, where you've reached this time, about 1/3 of your time has been used at this point, as the sun is kind of creeping down along the sky.
After the bacon is nice and crisp, I'm gonna take and I'm gonna dip the bacon like halfway in that golden mixture.
Oh yeah.
And while it's still kind of like wet, I'm gonna put some of the peppermint sprinkle on top of it.
You're making like an ultimate chocolate-coated candied bacon.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, at this point, I just order delivery.
All right.
That's not cheating, is it?
You go around. I mean, there's just lots of tables around the city with people having stuff out for Welcomestaking. You're welcome to take stuff from those tables.
After I do that, I pull out the fish I have in my bag.
Wait, yeah, these people are using tables, right? With stuff on them?
Everyone
Yeah.
has been very carefully.
Smash them.
Everyone has been very carefully, like, not actually putting their prep materials on tables. You guys are the only ones that have been doing that, and people are
I
kind of
just
like,
realized this is gonna be a big F to all of them.
People are kinda like,
and everyone's afraid.
In the spirit of welcome staking, we should just take their things. We're welcome.
oh, they're off the table. Like, they're intentionally cooking off of the table because of the spirit of welcome staking.
Yeah, that'll...
That is
This is gonna embody
so
the spirit of welcome thing.
on
This thing.
holiday.
Well, they're getting ready for the all right. What else is so Jenny, what have you been working on? Oh, you've been fucking with this wizard.
Not only fucking with this wizard, but I'm putting on the intimidation tactics. I'm flexing the Bartholomew muscles.
So you're just kind of like walking. Are you just like walking around in a circle and trying to like?
Oh, I'm not walking. I am prowling.
Okay. As you kind of like are just taking just haunting footsteps around like the town square where everyone's set up, as you get closer, every single time you like pass by, you see like production just kind of like stops for a second. People are like watching you warily to see if you're about to unleash Bartholomew's shop hell upon them. And you step past, and it's all kind of cool, and you keep kind of working your way around. I'd like you to make me an intimidation check as you walk by.
They're the hell out of them.
And sometimes I stop and I stare at one particular member of their group.
17. All right. Yeah, you're walking past, and there are there is a group. It looks like a family that just kind of lives in the town here. They're all very like rosy-cheeked and sort of cheery, and you have literally taken them out of commission. They have stopped participating in the contest and are kind of like packing them up as you kind of stop and just for like a solid like 10 seconds just make direct eye contact with their like 10-year-old son. The mother just kind of like goes down like, we're going to be getting out of here, dear. Could you get the kids, please? We're going to be retiring this year, it seems like. We'll get them next year, maybe. And they turn and evacuate. There were 6 groups competing. There were only 5 groups competing. The lizard folk, as you go by...
this family... Are they packing up all their stuff? Do they, at any point, put anything on the table?
I mean...
They put their kid on the table.
For a brief moment...
Do it!
For a brief moment, they're kind of like resting their bags and kind of throwing stuff into their bag on top of the table.
Steal it!
I reach over towards the bag.
This is like, at this point, I don't think they're doing this while you're like right next to the table, because you're like... scooping around, but you see them up there, so you could, like, make a run for it, is what I'm saying. It's not, like, just a casual reach out, but you could, like, try and dash over really quick and get it.
Nah, I'm not dashing, I'm prowling.
Okay, so you don't want to break cool?
No.
Okay. So yeah, they pack their stuff up, and they get on out of there. But the lizard folk, while you're prowling around... they're looking a little bit combative. Like, they're not so much intimidated, maybe they're intimidated in a sense, but it's more like they're kind of seeing you as a challenge, and they're starting to, like, gear up like, alright, we're gonna do this, and getting ready to battle you. You can see, like, the guards are antsy, they're, like, clutching their spears pretty tightly as you're making your passes.
How big of an area do they cover, would you say?
Their table is 20-foot 20-foot circle, not radius, diameter. It's about like what all of the areas are.
As I know from our lizard folk don't have dark vision. At all.
Just
Correct.
Good night.
Oh, I can see in that too. I have double sight.
Yeah.
The lizard folk just all of a sudden just start kind of like freaking out at this point. I'd like you to roll for initiative.
I had one more.
I love how half the group's taking the seriously, the other half's just messing around with people. Everyone rolling for initiative, or just them?
I guess you all can. You guys are seeing this happen across the way.
Chogo's busy.
Yeah,
He wants to get this right.
Chogo's doing shit,
busy.
yeah.
So is Crixus.
Crixus
Yeah,
is
actually,
doing shit.
Euchaunkas is also very busy trying to get these pop rocks to work.
It's time for the Swedish
For
fish
fuck's
now.
sakes, you want in on this, or are you chilling too?
Yeah, let me get in on this. I can see that.
Alright.
Oh god.
Team Warlocks or double sided.
We're both paladins.
The two
Yes,
people you
we're both
met.
paladins. Of course, we can see in the darkness, so our eyes are so special that
You
Oh,
can't.
wait,
No,
you
that's
have-
This
you
is
have an
magical.
arrow.
This is magical
Actual
darkness,
paladin.
folks. You don't have. Do you have the ability? Oh wait, you have
He
the
has
devil's
an-
eye.
he
Yeah,
don't
it's
you?
Devil's Sight. Yeah.
devil's
You
eye.
monster. All right, you
Yeah.
all of a sudden, all of these lizard folk within the darkness, you can hear a bunch of like shouts, and in Draconic, which for any of you who speak Draconic, you hear, which I think
I
is
do.
yeah, Crix and Euchaunkas at minimum. They begin kind of speaking to each other, and you can hear them calling out the leader's yells. It's begun. The Bartholomew swine have made their move. Go forth, my candy brethren. Strike them down. And then one of them kind of responds,
Grabbing a table.
But master, we cannot see. They have blinded us with their fell magics. The guy kind of responds, Then throw where you remember them being. And brace yourselves. And they're kind of gearing up for war within this darkness. And they're kind of like slowly like walking and pacing around in it. Like trying to like maybe like hoping that they might swing into you walking within the darkness. As they're kind of like wildly just like fanning their spears in front of them as they start walking forward. You have a round as they're being cautious and they don't fully understand that this is the darkness spell.
Are they in a danger zone?
Have you set up the danger zone?
Yes, they did.
I mean, the guy was setting up like his ligaments hut.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not doubt you could have done it. I'm just wondering, did you decide to
Yeah.
do it? What is the range of the danger zone?
It's just where the danger zone is.
Isn't there like an amount of area you can cover with it?
Uh,
I think it has like a thing. Let me look it up really quick.
Isn't it
Just so I know
15 feet or something?
exactly how the danger zone works. And I guess my other question is, did you want to set up the danger zone just like in the middle?
20-foot square area.
Okay, do you want to set it up like in the middle, kind of common? Like, do you want it to be set up in neutral ground or around your territory?
Around their territory.
Okay, then they would not. They're kind of in their own territory right now, so they're not in the danger zone.
Okay. That's no problem.
Cool.
But we're in the danger zone.
You guys are in the danger zone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone coming for us?
And so while they're just kind of like aimlessly looking around, do you guys do anything, or do you just let them be confused in the darkness for a little bit?
They all abandoned posts to go start like taking up arms and like getting ready for battle. Correct?
Yeah, I mean they're all like none of them. They're all blind right now. So
I'm gonna take their stuff.
okay, so you go.
I'm going to. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you go run into the darkness and begin just grabbing anything that you can find.
Yep.
All right. Fawkes, what do you want to do? You have kind of like a surprise round of a sense right now.
I emptied
I'm
the
gonna
duffel
go-
bag onto the table, and I'm scooping their stuff into the duffel bag.
Okay.
I'll go over to like another side where like another team is. From that direction, try to trick them into fighting me over here, and then have them fight each other
So
in the darkness.
So you're trying to mass. I am not entirely sure your intent. So you're going
Like,
over
missed
to another group,
Yeah.
and
darkness.
you're trying to basically like pretend like you're part of that group, so that they
Well,
will.
no, that like I'm in their group, like, so they'll start fighting each other.
Okay, I think I get you a little bit. All right, cool. So you're going over there. So you're just kind of like getting ready for them to come out and moving over to the side.
I'm just like calling them out over here, like,
Okay,
hey,
okay, I get you now. Okay, go ahead and make a performance check.
yeah, sure.
18. And as you kind of call out this performance check, from out of the darkness, just a volley of tridents get thrown out of it, and just towards your general area. As you hear the king speak up in Draconic, those of you who understand it, he's over there. Throw, and. That's going to be... all of these are at disadvantage against you, Fawkes, because they have no idea where you
Yep.
are. Wow, these are
Also,
good
that
rolls.
Ooh, yeah.
That's a 20.
Also, the general area would be another another team's area.
Yeah. So is that a does a 21 hit you, or is that still too low?
No, that's all, man.
All right. So yeah, they all miss, and then all of a sudden, just over on this table, in this particular group, they appear to be dwarven, and they have like kind of almost like a forge that they have set up over here, where they're cooking some what looks like rock candy and trying to like sculpt it into different things. But this tridents just start flying and like bombarding the area. You knock one aside that was like kind of close with your shield, but the rest of them just kind of like clatter down, and one kind of random dwarf in the group kind of gets one. It doesn't like pierce into him, but like the haft of it kind of bangs him about the side of the head because it was a little bit off. And he goes, "What in tarnation?" And they all kind of like look around and they go, "We're under fire." And they start gearing up for battle.
To retaliate, yeah, sweet.
And they also, I mean, some of them are also very much looking at you though.
All right.
Because they saw, they saw what you did.
I'll just head back into the darkness and see if I can get away.
Okay. And at this point, I need you to make me a stealth check, and you have advantage. Actually, I need you to make me one too, Jenny, and you obviously have advantage.
Sure.
Oh.
Wow.
That's a 0 actually, because heavy armor.
Oh shit.
I think you know where you are.
Yeah, they know where you are in the darkness.
Right in the middle between them.
Actually, they know where you are too, Jenny. They can hear you, and the leader kind of calls out amongst them. "They're moving around in front of me. I think I've got you," and is going to make an attack against you with advantage. With disadvantage, is what I meant to say. Against you. That's an 11.
Okay.
And that's the leader. 11 misses, and one more is going to try and get you. And then in the darkness, Fawkes, since you got a 0 on stealth, 3 of them know right where you are, but they still have disadvantage because they can't see you. A big old pile of whiffs, as you guys are just effortlessly dancing around them in the darkness. Jenny, you've put together a bag. There are dwarves that are looking over angrily into the darkness. And that's that round. What do you guys do next?
How far away is our team?
I mean, not super far. Like,
so I could toss the bag there.
Maybe not quite that far. It's like 40 feet.
So I can throw, what, 20 feet?
Yeah, you can get most of the way. I mean, you just walk out.
Yeah,
and
I'll walk out.
You could just dash over and have the bag there.
I'll walk out 15 feet, throw it, walk back into the darkness,
sure.
And continue mocking the lizards.
All right. As you insult the lizards, you toss the bag over to your group. Fawkes, what are you doing?
I'm gonna like take my construction and like set it on the ground in the darkness, and
what is your construction?
my construction hat. I'm going to use the Hat of Vermin to summon a rat to sabotage another group, a third group.
Well, there's only one. Only the lizard folk are in the darkness, so you'd have to go bring the rat over to a different zone and step out of the darkness. If you wanted to.
Can I summon like the rat in the darkness and tell the rat to go? Like,
I don't think you can tell the rat what to do. I think the rat's just a fucking rat.
It's another friendly hostile, and it isn't under. Oh, okay, so it's just a rodent. So I'll just throw a rat. I'll just throw a rat out of the darkness at another group. Like, I can see fine in the darkness.
Yeah, you don't have it.
I'm just gonna start throwing rats at the other group.
Does that mean that we have created a new spell, the Ratapult?
You take a rat, and there's a whole bunch of trigonomes that are in the process of making something very seemingly elaborate over where they are as they're kind of combining their stuff.
Right into their pod.
And the rat flies. Go ahead and make me an attack roll.
Alright.
Just strength and proficiency.
Banana, but
yeah, that works. You have advantage because you're attacking an unseen attacker, so you are going to crit that rat.
they didn't see the rat coming. They didn't see it coming.
It's a critical.
You throw a critical rat, and you land this rat. There's kind of a trigonome that's like leading the expedition over here, leading their group. They have these like fancy like work goggles on with like 20 different like lenses that flip in and out, and they're currently like soldering something. And you toss the rat across the way. It lands directly on their face, claws at the glasses, knocks them onto the ground, and they shatter. As you completely decimate them. The rat then just starts like running around and causing chaos as they all helplessly dance around at this critical rat, the most powerful rat. And and that's what you guys are doing. And since you're Jenny dancing around them right now, and Fawkes, you're just making chaos. I think we can leave this here for a moment.
I have one last thing.
Yes.
I take out a stuffed Tarask, and I'm gonna give it a big hug.
What does this do again?
Terry the Tarask plushie. This massive Tarask plushie depicts the sleeping form of Terry the famed Tarask at the Central City Zoo. Once per day as an action, you may squeeze the plushie, causing it to emit a terrifying roar. When you do so, each creature which cannot see the plushie within 120 feet of it must make a DC 14 Wisdom save.
DC 14, Jeremy's out of his mind. Alright. They have no disadvantage.
It's the king. Wow. Wow, kings.
They're all lizard kings. Two of them
That's
fail.
each creature, so 120 feet.
Oh.
Including my allies.
Yeah, I'd like
because
everyone
they
to
can't
make a
see
wisdom
into the
saving throw in that
darkness.
case.
Other
Other than Fawkes.
Who can see
yeah,
it?
sure, totally.
I'm not gonna roll for all of the every single person that is existence. But I'll roll one big one for dwarves and one big one for gnomes. And one guy's in his hut.
I think I'm fine.
You're good. Cho'Gall, you're good.
I also think I'm fine.
You're good. These are the dwarves. They're not good.
They're not good.
These are the gnomes.
They're not good.
They're not good. Oh, they have advantage. They're gnomes.
Still not good.
Cheating.
They're not good.
Ah,
And so you watch as a bunch of like dumb gnomes, they hear this roar and they begin doing the thing where they run around with their hands up and two of them crash into each other and fall over. And then the dwarves all kind of like take a few steps back and pull out miscellaneous hammers and spears and axes and are all like hiding behind the forge that they've made, like holding them out threateningly towards the darkness. It is utter chaos on the other side as you guys continue your work. What are you guys doing over back at the cooking bench as this is happening?
We're all calm over here.
Yeah, you guys all hear this like incredibly loud roar, and you, for 1 second, your heads all kind of like shoot up, and then you're just like, it's fine, and you go back to.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so what are you guys working on?
Well, the table was put together, and the chocolate's cooled and all that. I'm gonna start with the decoration, a little filigree here and there with the mint candies and the cinnamon candies, which I have, which I probably will do into some of it will be in a finer dust, but with the rocks that I got from Euchaunkas, I will be making them like diamond stuff.
Okay, I'm sorry, Alex. I was having trouble hearing a lot of the details, the minutiae. While you're explaining what your plan is to me, could you take off the voice changer just so I can hear you say it a little?
Sure.
Thank
Hi,
you.
it's me.
Hey, it's Xandaril
so
here.
unsoothing of a voice.
This voice does
I
not
know,
soothe
it's
me,
so
but
unsoothing.
I can
For
hear it.
explanation purposes,
Thank you.
basically I'm making filigree and little designs from the cinnamon candy and the mint candy and some of the gummy worm as well. Basically making, because I imagine these were big gummy worms.
Yeah, this is one, it's exactly one gummy worm. It's just one really huge gummy worm.
I'm gonna make the gummy worms into little plates.
Little plates?
Cutting it in a way that makes it
Oh,
into like...
so you're like cross-sectioning it so that they are like circles? I get what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. You make a bunch of plates. You don't have any more mint candy, but you take, you got half of a cinnamon candy and crumbles that was broken up and given to you by them, so you have that. You also have an untouched market. You have the sour side of things. You got your citrus candies as well. There's a whole bunch of
yes,
those.
I'll use those with the sour gummy worms and some of the cinnamon candies to create these little platters that have nice designs on them. Basically, I'm making a table set, but it's all made out of candy.
Okay.
And instead of things being inside the plates, it's going to be the bacon on top of the plates.
Excellent. So you take the bacon over. Crixus, your bacon, by the way, it came out perfectly.
Of course it did.
So you've done that. What are you working on now? So your bacon's already done at this point.
I'm going to take some of the Swedish fish that I have in my backpack.
That's actually canon, isn't it? You guys went Swedish fishing.
Yes, I did. And I'm going to slice it thinly and make basically sashimi.
Oh.
From the smoked Swedish fish.
Candy sashimi, as you're kind of slowly adding a smoky flavor over to these bright red fish that you've caught in a candy river quite some time ago. So you're working on that. Euchaunkas?
Trying to make these pop rocks work.
You have proficiency. You have an extra... you have a +1 to all of your pop rock related attempts now.
Plus, you have guidance.
And you have a guidance on the first... well, actually, it'll be on the more important roll, I think. So go ahead and make your Warhammer attack.
Sure.
You crush them up perfectly, and you've crushed them up using the science from the last one. You determine that you want slightly larger chunks to be able to hold charge better. As you go in for your shocking grasp, go ahead and make me... basically just a wisdom check with proficiency, a +1 in guidance.
Okay. So, shocking, just do the attack then.
Do the attack, but it's not a attack, it's a check.
Oh, okay.
Because it's guidance.
Okay. So wisdom plus, you said plus proficiency?
Plus proficiency.
So that's 15.
Plus roll a d4.
Do it.
So 19 total.
Yes.
Plus an extra 1, so 20.
No, that was with the +1.
Oh, okay, that's including the +1, so 19. Yep. All right. As you kind of put your hands over these candies, and you shocking grasp this time, the charge seeps up into them, and right as they're about to explode, you kind of pull back, and the candies, they're almost like hurting your hand a little bit as they're kind of like jumping a little bit and moving in your hand. You've created some kind of crazy electro-charged pop rock. Would you like to eat one?
Yeah, I'll try one.
It's extremely spicy and you cannot take reactions on your next turn. As you kind of bite into it.
Good?
It's also... good is an interesting way to describe it. Because it's just a lot happening and it's hurting you a bit. And it's hurting you a bit, but it's also like just such an extreme sensory overload that it's like, wow, this is a really interesting thing to eat. There's a lot happening here, so it's like fun more than it is good.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like an interesting experience.
Yeah,
that's pop rocks for you.
Also, it's sugary.
I would like to bleach them. Bleach them white.
How?
Sacred flame.
I can moonbeam it.
Yeah, okay, sure. I'll give it to you. You don't even have to roll. You bleach around.
No, you need to make a dex save for these pop rocks.
Yeah, when you first... yeah, that's good enough. When you first did it, I was picturing, like... are you just pouring bleach on these pop rocks? Why are you doing this? No, okay, so you're just making them white. Alright, cool.
Alright.
Oh, I get where you're going now. Alright. That's going to... Plunder. Right now you are, I believe, making sashimi.
Yes.
So I think the expertise here is... I'll let you make a, this seems more almost like an attack, kind of like a nice smooth slice. Do you have like a carving tool or a knife or something that you can use for this?
I have a silver skinning dagger.
Ooh.
That I got in-game in the mines of hog.
You guys are breaking out all of the obscure items tonight. I fucking love it. All right.
I was gonna.
I'm gonna clean it up
Do
with
something.
Valerian's handkerchief so it's nice and shiny.
Very good.
Valerian's handkerchief.
Just that one was unnecessary, but I love it anyway.
I was on there. Yeah.
Bam.
The silver skinning dagger. All right, 11. You kind of go and start skinning the first one, and it's a little bit choppy. I mean, you're filleting it, but it's not like those nice even pieces of sashimi that like it's functionally unchanging the taste, and you got like the parts that matter off of it, but it's not like a it's not like that beauty that you want from sushi as you're kind of finishing it up here.
It's alright, I have another.
All right. You want to give it another one a shot?
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. I was gonna ask before you roll it. I was gonna ask if anyone wanted to help you. And I assume the answer is
Okay.
yes. Someone will help. Just go take advantage. No, you. Both of
Why
these.
are you so bad at this?
Both
I don't
of these.
know.
Both of
Like,
these
he's not
sashimas
good
that
for
you make.
fine dining.
Yeah, Crixus is usually more of a function over form type. I feel like.
Yes.
And
It's about the flavor. This is too fancy schmancy.
and as you kind of slice the sashimi, I mean, you've sliced it, and you have these kind of like pieces of raw Swedish fish that you slap down on some plates.
I imagine he sliced it too thin because he's used to making skin roll-ups,
Oh,
so they're just
yes.
like bonito flake.
yes.
Just bonito
totally.
flakes.
Oh, it's like they're like see-through. It's like basically it's like fruit roll-ups at this point.
I'm gonna make them into fruit roll-ups. Is what I was about to say. Make them
Roll-ups.
rolled up, make them into little roses,
I
and then put them on the
make a
plates.
make an sleight of hand check, Cho'Gall, to see if you can salvage these things and make them into little decorative fruit roses roll-ups. 12. You can tell what you were trying to do. Kind of works.
So bad.
Anyone want to help?
Yeah, it's
There was
Wait,
an effort.
Wait, I see what you're doing.
it's improved as a result.
I'll see that and try that.
I mean, this is a very good roll. I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know if you
Wouldn't
could.
that be cooking and all that too? Wouldn't that be survival?
So that's like more of the flair side of things, but you did do a very good roll.
Just the
So,
base roll was good.
Yeah,
It was a
19.
19, so,
So I-
whatever your sleight of hand would be.
so I will give it to you anyway, because
Okay.
you can keep that very good roll. And you
So make little rosettes.
you make little rosettes out of these fruit roll-ups, which wasn't what you originally intended, but it's a nice aesthetic. If the cut's still a little bit choppy on it, but it's definitely a massive improvement over kind of where you started. Because that's a very clever idea, doing the skin roll-up.
Sprinkle some of that cinnamon stuff on it.
Yeah, let's do some of that.
Yeah, make it
Oh yeah,
spicy.
slow
I do
cooked.
the
Cinnamon and
salt man
Swedish
thing.
fish is my favorite combo.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Cinnamon,
I do the
cinnamon
salt- I do the
soaked
salt
Swedish
man
fish.
Just saute the cinnamon
saute
onto them.
Alright, you guys are... I thought it was chaotic on the other side, but actually it was more chaotic here. as,
Creativity.
as sparks are flying. Meanwhile, Fawkes and Jenny, people are confused and scared.
Oh, did they like how far did they finish their projects? Like, is there anything to show for it?
Yeah, they got some like stuff that they're working on. It's tough to sell like from like the dwarves and gnomes. The gnomes were like putting together some kind of like contraption that they were building. It seemed to be, I don't know, some kind of trigonometric device. It looked almost like a magic item that they were comprising. On the other side, you can see the dwarves were like forging these like big rock candy sculptures that they were going to put out on their table as more of like an art kind of piece than a food-based one. But yeah, that's what they got going on over there.
Lizards.
The lizards
Lizard
in the
folk?
darkness, they were creating. It looks like they had tied up a bunch of like, it looks like they had a bunch of like venison and like deer and things that they had hunted, and were just like preparing like a very savory meal.
But I took
Let
all
me-
of that
And
and
you've taken all of that and thrown it in the bag that's over on the
Yeah,
other side.
let me just leave in place of the because we don't want to be like, you know, buttholes and just take their stuff. I'm gonna leave the fly lord at the lizard folk.
Oh yes, of course. So you're saying you're being a nice guy by leaving this rotting, fly-infested pig's head
in
over
the
on there.
spirit of Welcomestaking.
Yes. What a good individual you are. You leave the Fly Lord there. At this point, the darkness, I think, as you've success, I think at this point is when the darkness goes down, not because they got you, but because, like, time passed. Like, this has just been 10 minutes of you guys just completely tooling with all of these tribes of groups of people. And then, yeah, you guys are getting near the end of...
Get, like, is there, like, the dwarf statue? I could replace that with a dwarven ally.
Yeah, do it!
You could
swap it out while they're busy.
One of them that's still in the forge. I mean, they were kind of like afraid of a Tarask for a pretty long time, and were kind of hiding. But one of them that's still in the forge, and the material's still malleable. You could put a golden dwarf phalli onto the statue.
Do it.
Of course.
You're not sure if this is sabotage or if this is actually improving their artwork, but.
No, I'm gonna take the statue.
Oh, you're stealing the statue.
Make him a unicorn.
Do we want the statue at this table?
Yeah,
With or
make him a
without the
unicorn
phalli?
now.
Alright,
Make him a
let's do it.
A unicorn dwarf.
Alright, you take a
I'll
big
leave
rock.
him a second phalli as a gift.
Alright.
2%.
You leave a dwarf ally, you take a dwarf statue, you have a dwarf statue over on your side, and that's that.
Yeah, so by adapting all of their projects into ours, we're gonna be the best project because we naturally have their projects, including ours.
Yes.
Right? Just have the most stuff. Okay.
That's a strategy for certain. The gnomes and the dwarves eventually finish up. The lizard folk, with all of their stuff kind of stolen and just confused in the darkness, they are just kind of like out of the game at this point. But the dwarves and the gnomes are still doing work, although they've been like hampered certainly. And you guys are starting to get kind of like near to out of time in terms of making sure you got things finished up. So. Alex, I still need you to make me a... If there's a check that you think is appropriate for making your filigrees and all of your things, I will let you pick it, but I mean things that would work would be like sleight of hand is the obvious one.
Yeah, probably sleight of hand is one of them.
I would like to help him with that.
You can do that.
Thank you.
Yes.
One last piece of flair. You can add some smoldering smear to have like smoky effects. Maybe like
Totally give him guidance.
Okay, so
will
15
make
plus
music
D4.
15 plus a d4. That's enough. I mean, they
16.
Yeah, they come out very nice. You kind of finish your filigrees. You said you were doing some kind of smoldering thing. What is that, Fawkes?
Oh yeah, I got the smoldering smear. I'm gonna add some like smoky effects. I don't know, maybe like a fake or like some something neat to look at more appetizing.
Fox, are you bringing over that bag full of deer meat?
Oh, of course, it's already here.
Okay.
With medicine, so.
Okay, so I like just grab a chunk of that and like use the ring of the grill
and eat it,
just
and
start
then grab
eating.
another chunk and start cooking.
That's
this is not even part of. It's not part of our presentation. We're just.
no,
This is our
that's
lunch.
eating. Yeah. Anyone want a piece? He cooks to perfection
I'll take
every
one.
time.
Yeah, sure.
Give them out to whatever temperature they
Awesome.
want. This is perfect.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I go to the center of the table and I say, "Hey, Jogal, help me with this."
By the way,
What's up?
I'll summon some tomatoes on the gnomes.
What am I helping with?
I put down my holy symbol in the center to sort of make a cloud sort of outline, and start placing the rocks that I've made in the shape of a globe.
Okay, I'll help with that.
Sure.
What do you want me to roll here, Pete? I've got a stencil.
I don't understand what you're doing.
It's part of designs on it,
There's
I
the
guess.
chocolate table.
Yes.
I'm sort of pressing my cloud holy symbol, which is in the shape of a cloud.
Yes.
Well, it's a rock in the shape of a cloud.
Oh, like
In the center, and I'm outlining that with. I'm gonna pull it up, but I'm outlining it with my rocks.
with kind
With
of
my.
pretty clouds.
Bleach.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
now I get
Oh,
you.
it's like when you do the powdered sugar sort of thing.
Yes, now I fully understand it. Alright, go ahead and... God.
Here's my help.
Sleight of hand. That's it. It's gotta be sleight of hand. This is just precision.
Okay. I mean, I do have a stencil, and I have help, so I don't know what those two things.
The stencil lets you do it, and the help gives you advantage.
Okay. And Grix, you throwing me a guidance?
Absolutely, I've got those
I'll
all
play
day.
you some soothing Christmas music.
Oh, I don't think you needed it.
Alright.
21.
21. 21.
You make a cool, like, stencil-y, cloudy design around the outside of it, and you place your
And
rocks,
then
which are
then-
crackling with energy.
I fill the cloud in with the rocks as well.
Yes. Delightful. And...
And then I walk over to the gnomes and throw up Yeti jerky onto whatever they made.
Oh, they've already gotten rotten tomatoes.
Yeah, they have
Oh,
rotten
sorry,
tomatoes.
the
It's literally,
dwarves there.
as you go over to throw up Yeti jerky, Euchaunkas, you just get a rotten tomato, like, on the dome, which apparently it's just raining here now.
Okay, I go over to the dwarves and throw up on theirs.
Okay, you throw up a bunch of Yeti jerky on the dwarves' table. It's like, it's gross, but their thing is less of an edible, both for the gnome and the dwarf. Their things are not super edible. You see the gnomes have an empty table that they're just cleaning off over and over again.
Hold on. What happened to that one wizard guy we were annoying earlier?
He's just still in his Liamon's. It's like not a Liamon's giant hut. It's more like a Liamon's giant hut, which is still a Liamon's hut, but it's just bigger.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. I forgot there was that guy. I dispel his tiny hut.
He gets annoyed again.
All right, you go over and dispel. Go ahead and make a spellcasting check.
It's a higher level.
Yeah, you do it. You get rid of it. As you kind of go over to his hut, it disappears, and you can see he's like floating a little bit off the ground, and he's currently putting the nose on what looks like just a giant, which is standing on the table. It looks like a giant sculpture of himself made out of candy, which is towering over it, and he kind of looks down and he goes, This is terrible. You've taken my hut away from me. It is all I wanted was to conceal my artwork,
Well,
and you've deprived me of this.
yeah, so I jerky onto his statue.
He kind of looks over and he just kind of like prestidigitations it clean, and then he goes
Oh,
over,
nothing can get that stuff up.
and he kind of like points over at your table, and he's going to
Okay.
cast Stinking Cloud on your table.
Oh well, that's.
I need all of you to
easy.
make me
Just-
Constitution saving throws.
I'm next to him.
Oh yeah, all of you that are at the table.
Could you put this dwarf ally on his statue for
Yes.
me?
Yes,
Euchaunkas.
I replace the nose he just made and shove it into the face.
It's like up. The statue that he's made, it's like 20 feet tall. It's like super fucking
This is a
big.
very tall statue.
Yeah. So you'd have to like climb up or like fly up to get it right on the face.
Alright, well, I just throw it into the middle of the chest.
All right, there's
Okay.
just a dwarf penis sticking out of the chest.
Considering what just happened, well, we're just gonna do this right here. Boom. Let's get rid of that stinking cloud.
Does that work on Stinking Cloud?
Blow it back towards them.
Let me see.
Yep.
Roll it back towards you.
Diddle-a-doo.
The cloud versus the gust.
Yes.
Let me.
I also have
see
stinking cloud. Let me just press. There you go. I also have that spell. So
Just look at this on the GM layer and see what happens.
say moderate wind, at least 10 miles per hour. Dispenses
you
cloud
got it.
before-
So you throw out your gust of wind and it pushes away the cloud, causing it to disperse and disappear. And Yeah, there's definitely, like, an air of foul odor that now hangs around your area, which is... it's not gonna, like...
Easily gone.
It's okay. I just bring out my mithril. I was gonna bring out my mithril katana purity and just hold it to purify the area.
That might be the way, but as you guys are kind of beginning this, the Sphinx, night has seemingly taken over the square, and the lights, without you realizing it, the lights have all kind of lamps been lit, and it's, while the area is still pretty well lit just from the materials around, the Sphinx kind of calls out, "Okay, I think that's probably long enough. It looks like a lot of you were cheating, which I'm not crazy about, but I don't know the rules, so maybe this is just how you play."
100%.
And he begins kind of like...
The rules were not to kill anybody.
That's right.
Good, that's a good rule to have for this kind of contest. I wouldn't have thought it would have needed to be said. And the Sphinx begins kind of
You
like...
would be
Believe me, we
surprised.
asked for the rules. And
Yes.
we were very thorough about what we could and could not.
Well... Alright. And he begins to... Like I said, I don't really know. They told me to just look around and pick the best one. And the Sphinx kind of first walks up over to... walks over into these, like, dwarf statues over there and looks at them. Like, I'm not crazy about the pile of bile that you have on your table. The statue is nice. Why is the phallus a different color than the rest of the statue? And the dwarves kind of look up and they go, not entirely, sir. Oh, no. As they kind of look over and realize that you've stuck this thing into the statue.
It's a dwarficorn.
All right, well, I've taken it in, and I will decide how this compares to the others. I hope that not favorably is the answer, because this was a low point to start. And he keeps going. This table's just empty. Wasn't there just a pleasant family here or something? Where did they...
They left.
All right. No commitment. Fine. We can continue forward. So far, better than the dwarves. And continues upwards. Goes over to the gnome table, or actually, I'm sorry, they go to the lizard folk table next, and the lizard folk, there's just, like, one still there that's remaining, and they just have, like, a few scraps of meat, and a rotting pig carcass with flies on it, that's, like, stuck into their table, as the lizard folk just kind of goes, just move along. The Sphinx goes, I will! They go over to the gnomes, and you can see they have a they have this whole elaborate contraption that they put together, this big metal device. It's just an empty table. The Sphinx goes, "Your table is empty," and the gnomes go,
Actually, this is a very advanced device. You see, it's what we call the infinite pie machine. It makes infinite pies to be spit out upon the table.
and they kind of hit a button on it, and you see it starts to crank up, and out of it,
Tomatoes.
and out of it, yeah, there's tomatoes littered all around the area, but not a lot on the table, which is good for them. And it shoots a pie out onto the table. It's as it kind of crashes onto the table, you see the Sphinx looks up. That looks like a pretty good pie, except there's literally a rat in it. And the gnomes kind of look down, and you see there's just a rat that's thrashing around in the pie, and they're just like, "What? We didn't design it and the machine just starts to spark and stutter. And they go over next to this wizard with the big golem, and they go, "This is a fairly impressive piece. It appears to be some type of candy statue of yourself." And the person replies, "This is going to revolutionize the ways that people eat. For I have made for you a candy statue that feeds itself to you." And he kind of reaches up, and you'd see him just kind of mutter a few arcane words, and he goes, "To life! To life, my child!" And it begins to, like, kind of waver as he kind of claps his hands together and the spell begins. And it kind of wobbles back and forth a little bit and goes, "Ooh. Eat." And he kind of holds out his hands. "Eat. Eat." And reaches down and goes to pick up this wizard, as this statue appears to be going rogue currently. And it kind of grabs onto the wizard and... "Eat
Starts eating the
candy."
wizard?
And the wizard kind of responds, No, you're supposed to... You feed yourself, you do not be fed." And it kind of... the wizard is going to use a reaction to... Misty Step, or use as a bonus action to Misty Step away out of the grasp of this... Oh, we'll move it not to... this layer, and he just kind of turns into a mist, and the golem kind of calls out, and it kind of like steps down and smashes the table kind of beneath its feet as it kind of like jumps and leaves a lot of impact as the Sphinx kind of calls out, "Well, the table is destroyed, so I guess you're disqualified." And the golem begins to rampage and starts running in your direction. I would like you guys to roll for initiative.
So I heard you like tables. So we made a table to put on your table made of candy. So you can eat your table while you're on your table.
You can eat everything that is this table and on it.
Not bad.
Alright, that was a nat 20 and a nat 1 on initiative. So it's pretty...
We still need the dollar bill witch to...
And at this point, the first... Oh wait, yeah, we're still missing Switch. Jenny wants to get up on the board.
initiative.
Dr. Frankenstein and Dr. Frankenstein's monster. Oh my god, I can't.
It's the Thanksgiving version of Dr. Frankenstein.
Dr. Frankenstein.
And by welcome Thanksgiving, I mean, of course, Welcomestaking. Let me put on the thing. Where are you?
Okay, on branded. While we take the short break, let's hear a word from our sponsors. Raid Shadow Legends.
No! No!
OxyClean.
Alright. Jenny,
Everyone try the slap chop.
Jenny can hop in when we'll be back, but for first up, fuck's sakes, what do you wish to do? A giant candy golem lumbers towards you.
Alright. I'm gonna cast command on it.
Alright.
Make me a wisdom save. I'm gonna command it to drop.
Does it... Are things that are immune to charm immune to this effect? Does it have that on there? You might... It does not say.
No,
It says it has no effect on undead, but it doesn't matter against construct. Yes, I guess it can be commanded. Yeah. Interesting. It does have magic resistance, so it has advantage on the save. It's an 18.
No problem. That passes.
Okay.
So sad.
You begin kind of commanding it, and the candy golem goes, "No!" Very simply. Anything else on your turn?
There. I will move right up to him, T-pose, be like, "Alright, well, time to get in the spirit. I'll play some music to fit the mood."
You can use a bonus action and activate the music box?
Yeah, I will give it to myself. Why not? And
Excellent
my
choice.
turn.
In that case, that's going to move us next in initiative to...
It's your boy Cho'Gall.
Cho'Gall. What do you want to do, Chogs?
He's gonna get out his glaive and with a sigh, "Wow! It's really hoping I can avoid this year, but sure." And from 30 feet away, he's just gonna slash at him, because he can do that.
Yeah, slide away.
To make sure it's
Great. Excuse me? You can slash at someone from 30 feet away?
That's part of the Gleam of Law's special ability.
Oh, God, that thing's like flipping.
It's really good. It is an activation that has like a time that it lasts, but it's really good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Does a 13 hit?
A 13 unfortunately does not. This thing seems pretty
Okay,
solid.
what about a 20?
20 is going to hit.
Okay, for 16 damage, 5 radiant, 11 slashing.
All right.
And it's unfortunately it's not. Wait, I don't think I can smite that. It's a melee attack, but it's a ranged melee attack.
Yeah, that wouldn't be smiteable on the Gleam of Law. With the range. I mean, obviously you can hit if you hit it with melee, but...
Yeah. Well, there you go. That's my turn.
Alright, that's gonna bring us next to initiative due. Please help me. Euchaunkas.
Yes.
Switch, are you back yet?
Okay.
Switch is not back. Alright, what do you want?
Well,
to do?
yeah, I mean, we know what I'm doing here, don't we?
I don't, actually. There's a lot of things it could be.
Create the statue.
Anyway, I'm calling lightning.
What are you hitting? What level?
Level 4, on the statue.
It's going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Correct.
It has advantage on saving throws against magic. I will not roll it to the GM layer and roll it to public. Too bad, it would have succeeded. That's a 5.
It takes 13 lightning damage.
As the lightning kind of crashes down into it, just kind of lets out, and it kind of like shakes a little bit, and it seems to be kind of like falling apart in places.
Okay.
And it takes 13 points of lightning damage. Anything else on your turn, Euchaunkas?
No, I'm good for now.
Alright. Crixus, what do you want to do?
Taste the cloud! And that's DC 19.
Oh. Alright, I don't... They can technically not even succeed on that. Wait, why is it DC 19?
My spell save is 19. It's just, it's not right at my... when it pulls that up.
Jesus. That's a crazy DC. Alright, yeah. They will fail and take another 16 points of lightning damage as another bolt crashes down.
Hold on. Is Mr. Frankenstein a doctor? I believe he's Dr. Frankenstein, right?
This is...
Yes.
Yes, this is true.
I have Dr. Repellent.
Oh, shit! Oh, no!
Apple Day keeps the doctor away.
And I think canonically you didn't eat your apple yet, which is why it wasn't already in play.
Eat it!
So you don't have your... You haven't eaten your apple yet.
Apple.
But something will happen when you eat that apple. please get the spell. Please get the spell up so I remember what it does, because I haven't played that spell in so long. The fucking rarest items are coming out tonight. My fucking god. Alright. Okay. Crixus, he takes 16 points of lightning damage. Is there anything else on your turn?
No, I'm good for right now.
Okay. That's going to bring us to... it's going to bring us to this dude's turn. I would like... I'm sorry, is it... oh, sorry, it's the doctor first. So the doctor is going to look over, and is going to... go ahead and throw up over on where your table is, your whole zone. He's gonna... cloud kill ya. And that's gonna be... Cho'Gall... That's gonna be everyone but Jenny, who's off doing their own thing.
Where am I?
Is there
You're over
any
at the
way
table.
that I can?
Oh, welcome back.
Is there any way that I can counterspell this?
Roll initiative. For starters.
Right.
Do you have a spell slot to counterspell it with?
That actually works out very nicely. You're next. Or I'm sorry, you're... Oh, no, you should have already gone. Never mind. Yeah, you can. Do you have a spell slot?
Since I bluffed the wizard, I should have that spell slot, right?
Yeah. Okay. In that case, go ahead and make me a check. Oh, I'm sorry. What level is your spell?
4.
Okay. Yeah. So go ahead and make a check because Cloud Kill's 5th.
Okay. Just double check. It's just charisma, right?
Yeah. For some reason, it's not printing out the spell. Yep. Just a charisma check. DC 15. Unfortunately not. The cloud appears.
I was gonna say you have bless, but you're not within. I mean, it still wouldn't
It
help.
doesn't affect checks.
Yeah, also that.
Okay. So a cloud of noxious, poisonous gas appears in the space at the start of your turn. As we move on to the candy golem. Well, nothing happens because it's the candy golem's turn, but the candy golem is going to walk over and begin moving over towards the cloud kill region where it has appeared, and is going to reach down and first, before it gets there, it's going to use its licorice lash against you, Euchaunkas.
Rude.
That's a 12. Well.
No.
And then after it misses you, so as it's walking over, it takes one hand, and from inside of its hand, just these like webs of licorice fly outwards and go to grab onto and pull you forward, but you bat them aside, and then it kind of is going to step up and just punch you, Cho'Gall. It does not have advantage. It's just a 16.
It misses then.
And it's going to make one more punch attack against you, Cho'Gall. Is it 19?
19 hit.
Alright, you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage as it smacks into you. Pretty low. That's terribly low damage. As it smacks you, and that's all for the Candy Golem's turn.
Okay.
I just forgot to use the right of it. Oh well, we'll do it next time. And that's going to bring us to the top of the initiative, which was you, Fawkes 6. And actually, Jenny, why don't you just take your initiative now? So you can get in the round. You can come in at the top, Jenny. What do you want to do?
Sure. I'm going to Hexwade's Curse on the Candy Golem,
Very good.
and Eldritch Blast it.
Alright, at the start of your turn, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I was out of the cloud.
Oh, you're
before,
right. You're the only person that was not in it. Apologies.
Okay. 13
13 will miss.
and 15.
15, unfortunately, also will miss. They're kind of like striking and connecting, but this candy hide seems to have a lot of peppermint plating. That's pretty tough.
Alright, end turn.
Alright, now Fawkes 6. The turn is yours, and you do need to make a Constitution save.
I'm just gonna like roll my eyes and cough.
Alright, you'll take half of that damage. You take only 10 points of poison damage at the start of your turn as you're hacking up from this noxious cloud. And the turn is yours. What do you wish to do?
I could really use a snack right now. I dig into my backpack,
Oh, Jesus.
pull out my daily apple. I haven't eaten in a while, actually. All this hard work's been making me hungry. Crunch.
Bonus action, consumable. Go ahead and
I'll show you the spell.
pop an antipathy spell. What happens to this person? Alright.
Just, if they see me, deal with themselves.
So it's a 200-foot cube.
Oh my god. Yeah, all doctors.
And so this individual does not even make a save against this, right? Or I'm sorry, it needs to make a wisdom. It needs to make a wisdom save.
Will be frightened.
All right. At the start of his turn, he's going to make a wisdom saving throw.
Alright, and I'm going to use my action to,
A rare spell.
yeah.
It doesn't
man.
even like end. It's just forever. Like
It's 10 days. I will use my action to use Healing Hands, my racial ability, to restore 9 hit points and move out of the cloud.
all right. You move out of the cloud. You restore some health, and we move next in initiative to, I believe it was Crixus next. I'm sorry, it was Trogal next. Crix is a little bit ways away. Trogal, con save.
Okay, re-roll. The sheet maneuvers very slowly.
That's all good. You take 25 points of poison damage at the start of your turn.
Ow.
That's a pretty
Ooh,
sizable
does
chunk.
Stinking cloud also like cause you to choke?
This isn't Stinking Cloud, this is Cloud Kill.
Cloud kill.
Ah.
It's different. Real quick, I am looking up what the actual economy of Heli. It is. Doesn't say whether it's an action or bonus action on the bell thing.
Lance in chat said Owen Wilson voice. Wow.
Wow.
That one got me.
Wow.
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 I'm going to bonus action valve them in mid-idiot, so they get advantage on attacks against the golem.
Alright.
I'm gonna move around it, staying within range.
Okay, trying to move out of the cloud, I assume.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then just gonna attack it with advantage because I can do that.
Please
Wow.
do.
And since he's within since he's within melee range, I'm also gonna put a crit smite on that.
Okay, so you're getting right up. Keep in mind if
yeah, I mean I'm still around him.
if you want to be.
He came up to me to hit me.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yes. I'm sorry. So if you're moving, I forgot that he was adjacent to you. If you're moving still next to him, he walked into the cloud, so you're gonna have to stay in the cloud if you want to stay next to him.
I mean, fine, whatever. At least I'm further
Yeah, I mean, you're
out
getting
to the outside of the cloud.
Yeah. And you're going to get a nice, tasty crit smite. Go ahead and roll me
Yes,
all
I
of the
am.
immense amount of damage that's soon to come.
It's gonna be a second level, so it starts at
What the hell this candy corn feels about fire damage?
everything is moving very slowly on my sheet, so it's gonna take a second. It's for smite. It is 2d8 for the first level, correct? Or is it 1d8 first level?
It is 2d8 at the first level.
Okay, so it's, for second level it's 3d8.
Yep.
And it's gonna be 6d8 because it's a crit.
Okay.
25 extra points on that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that's the first hit. Let's
Alright,
see
yeah,
what the second hit goes
one
for.
attack.
Not a crit, but very close to one.
What is the total damage?
But are we in
I'm
the
also
danger
gonna
zone, by the way?
Oh shit, you're absolutely in the danger zone.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, we are!
We're in the
Jules,
danger zone.
You guys should have been taking double damage from everything that happened as well.
That's fine.
So,
Yep. Jesus.
I will just remove the health.
so take the requisite extra damage, and you do twice as much. Once you're all done with all of the damage that you have
Oh
dealt,
shit.
Cho'Gall,
Holy shit!
please double it.
Oh my god.
But also you took an extra 25 damage from that cloud.
Well, I'm on 5 HP, so someone better heal my ass. But this is
Okay.
about to be a lot of damage. I'm also putting a smite on that last one. Why the fuck not?
Welcome to the danger zone!
Another 15, so let me just add this all together real quick.
Oh my god, that's the danger zone.
Oh my god. I think he gets the kills.
87, so let's see.
87. Jeez.
174 points of damage.
174, you say?
Yep.
I think it's dead.
It is... Cho'Gall, would you care to describe your killing blow on the candy golem?
I think we just did the highest damage ever on one round.
The danger
From a
zone!
fire.
This was a dangerous zone
Guys.
for this individual to be in.
It was a very dangerous zone.
As
So,
it
what
turns out.
happens as the glaive will react with the energy from the danger zone and glows even brighter and larger than before. as Cho'Gall's massive biceps just slice it in half, and then with what looks to be one quick move of his hand, you see as tiny lines are made in a cross-hatching pattern all over his golem body. And then as he swings his sword away and some of the food from the golem spills off of it, he just falls to pieces.
And candy chunks collapse down to the ground in kind of a successive pattern as they just kind of fall and rattle around the space as you one-shot this candy golem, you monster. I mean, it had already taken damage. It had already taken a non-insignificant amount of damage, but you decimate this with this brutal single swing. And
well, it's two swings actually, but
like infinite swings in like one instant.
It's infinite.
Yeah. And that's the end of your turn. That's your end of your turn, at least, right?
Well, actually, since it dies, I then move out of the cloud. The rest of my move.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. In that case, that's going to bring us to
Me.
Euchaunkas. I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Do it.
Okay.
You succeed.
Yes.
Taking. Actually, you'll just take the whole damage because it's half, but then doubled. So we'll just do it straight up.
Yep.
You take 21 points of poison damage, and I need you to make me a con save.
All right.
Maintain concentration, and I assume you're concentrating that on.
Yes. So
He's
there's
not in the danger zone.
The guy isn't in the danger zone.
No,
He's still in, like,
he's just on the other
doctor's
side.
go away zone.
Yeah, he hasn't even gotten a chance to make a wisdom save against this doctor repellent yet.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit him with lightning.
All right, making a dexterity saving throw.
That's what he needs to do.
Oh, he rolled really well, but he rolled at GM, as is always the case. 13.
Wow, he takes 40 damage.
Yeah. The lightning crashes down. He's kind of like, he's looking a little bit crispy, and he's going to make a concentration check on this stinking cloud, which he does not even come close to. Stinking cloud dissipates, and he's looking a little bit rough. Anything else on your turn?
Oh, that looked like it hurt, bud. That looked like it hurt.
That's nothing. And you hit him.
Tell that to your candy golem. Oh wait.
That actually, oh no, that does hit. Yep, barely hits. I'll go ahead and roll damage on that for another 10 points.
He gets punched.
As we move on to Crixus. Crixus, what do you wish to do?
Well, you know, since I don't get affected and it doesn't take another spell slot, let's make him crispy.
Also, keep in mind you can't kill anyone.
Yeah, we can't kill him.
Unless you
Does he
guys
look
choose
like
to
really
just
bad?
fucking kill him. You could just kill him and forsake all, but...
Does
I
he
will say,
look
the golem
like
doesn't
really
count.
I
bad?
mean, he might survive. It's questionable. It's questionable.
I'm just staring at this doctor, like, making full eye contact while eating an apple.
Which, with his turn next, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, wait.
Power move.
It's a real
Let's
power
see.
move.
Wait a minute. Change
Oh.
something.
Tell him to surrender, Crixus.
Surrender now! We don't want to.
Oh, you're intimidating him?
Yes!
Go ahead and make an intimidation check. With advantage. Because look at what's happening.
Yeah.
19.
Okay, he looks scared. If you had to guess, you would say that he is intimidated.
Don't force our hands!
It is his turn.
Walk away.
And
You know, it's like a wisdom.
oh my,
Holy shit!
Ah, lucky bastard.
I was gonna give him disadvantage because of the intimidation, but I almost feel bad doing that after he got such a good roll.
It's just
But
Pete
it's
luck.
DM's
What can you do?
Yeah, sometimes
It's just Pete luck.
sometimes he just rolls a critical saving throw, and he kind of looks a little bit he looks a little bit warily at your apple which you have eaten, and as he kind of stares it down,
The fuck? Why are you looking at me weird? Like, just eating an apple.
Why would you take this thing? It renders my entire career unnecessary.
Okay.
And he looks upset, and he's kind of like backing, like he's no longer seeming to be fighting. He is backing away, although he isn't technically frightened yet, and he is immune to that effect for 1 minute. He has given up. Would you guys like to tell me what kind of happens with this dude? Like, how is Dr. Frankenstein resolved?
I'm gonna eye him the whole time and lick, like, point to the dagger.
Is it just you guys just like looking mean at him until he eventually gives up? Is that like the gist?
Well,
We just look
Cho'Gall
like
is
disappointed parents surrounding him.
Cho'Gall's
tell him
taking
to
the
surrender.
remains of his candy golem and putting some of it on the plates
Lol.
from his candy golem.
Alright.
I tell him to submit to
His
surrender.
punishment is to clean up everything here.
After a minute goes by, he makes another, as he's kind of like giving up. All of a sudden, the apple kicks in. And you see a mortal dread overtake him, the likes of which you've never seen fear in other individuals' eyes. And as they are so repelled by this apple, they turn and they run in abject terror away from this area to a range of at least 260 feet from Fawkes 6. And with that, the candy golem is defeated. And rest comes to the sleepy center of town here in Sweetaville. And the Sphinx,
But did we win?
the Sphinx walks over and goes, I can't imagine you not winning, but show me your display.
So this is a table made entirely out of candy and other edible things. You can
It's
eat anything
candy
that is here.
bacon.
You
Candy
can put the
bacon.
table on the table. So while
Yes.
you're at the table, you can eat the table that's at the table while you eat.
With candy bacon.
A table.
And candy bacon.
A table? For a day of tables. What a fitting tribute to the holiday. You have captured the spirit well of Welcomestaking. It
Of
does
course, we've
smell
also
kind of
taken
bad around
things as
here.
well.
I can solve that.
That's not our fault. They tried to cheat.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, they're a bunch of dirty cheaters.
I mean, you say that, but it
Yeah.
seems like all of you
Cheat,
cheated
jeez.
the most. I saw.
I did no such thing. I
saw her
paying complete
create
attention
a
to this.
sphere of
All in the
darkness around the
spirit
lizard
of
folk
Welcome's
and go
taking.
over and steal all of that as you guys are arguing. Because I told you I don't know the rules, so I assumed that was all fine and part
Yes.
of the challenge. And
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
you guys won. Your table does, like I said, smell just a little bit, but all
Allow
things
me to
considered,
rephrase. They
it's
cheated and failed.
yes, all
Yes,
things
they
considered,
is cheating.
it infinitely better than everything else here. May I have some?
Yes, absolutely,
Yes.
please.
I don't know if
Please.
I only gave away this golden chocolate to one individual today, or one group of individuals who came into my domain, so it seems like you must be friends of theirs, or they sold it to you?
Yes,
Yes.
we all work together.
Oh. Well,
Yeah, maybe.
they were very nice individuals, and I imagine you all must be as well. Congratulations on winning, I guess. And he kind
Oh, we're
this,
amazing people.
this big sphinx looks
Yes,
over
they're
to
the
like
best.
the gathered townsfolk, and as you now look at the assembled audience for this cooking contest, you just see like a row of like 40 regular looking people with their eyes wide and their mouths open.
Like, they see how fucking bloodthirsty the Bartholomew's adventures are.
I'm gonna like take one of the
ruthless and-
pieces. Like get a piece of the bacon and just like eat it in front of him. It's so good.
And the Sphinx goes, well, you're welcome to take things from their table. They did a good job. You won, obviously. Happy Welcomestaking, everyone. Goodbye! And he jumps up and flies into the air. And with that, you have successfully completed this adventure. Bartholomew gives each of you your 200 Bartholomew bucks for not killing anyone. And
300?
300.
Yeah, it's 300.
He tries to cheap you out, and then you call him on it, and he gives you the extra 100. And then,
Don't make me break into your shop.
We'll do it.
It's Welcomestaking. We can do it.
Best of-
Spoil it all.
best of luck is locked straight down. But also, good work. You gain 2 experience
Thanks.
each. You've been successful in this adventure. That's all I got. I'm tired.
Guys, we did it.
You guys did it.
Yes,
That was
that
absolutely
experience
ridiculous.
we totally gained because we're all not like. Oh wait, actually.
Yeah.
Not all of you are. Some of you need that experience. But for now, let us. I'm gonna go to the outro screen. I don't gotta bring you guys the outro screen. You're just on the outro screen.
See you later.
I'll be back in. Goodbye.